Erez was a very easygoing as a baby, as a young child, as a young man, but always striving to go forward, always moving forward, never stopping. His head was always working on the next project, whatever needed to be done. And he always, even though he wasn't in 100% in perfect health, it was always very important for him to be like everyone else. He did the maximum that he could in school and with his friends, and in going to Bnei Akiva, and then going on to higher education, to being in a day school, in a yeshiva, and getting the best grades and doing everything that he could. And the next stage was going into the army. And he knew that because he wasn't 100% healthy, he would have difficulties going and serving in the army. But it was very, very important for him. He spoke about this ever since he could, he had his own opinion. And he said, I will do whatever needs to be done. Around 11th grade, he went in for like the first trial, and they told him, listen, this is not a problem. We can sign anywhere that you want, and you're free to go, and then you can go serve your country in different places, but you don't have to come to the army. And he said, no, that's fine, but I'll do what needs to be done. And they really wanted him to, take leave, but he said, this is what I'm going to do. And like everything else in his life, he just went all the way. And for almost 2 years, he went back and forth to the hospital and then back again to the army with papers and different tests that needed to be done. And then time went by, he needed to do the test again. Whatever needed to be done, his goal was to go into the army. And he would take upon himself anything in order to reach it, to do what needs to be done. It's very, very important. Erez is our eldest boy of 6 children. We have, together with Erez, there are 5 boys and 1 girl. And ever since he was little, he knew that he wasn't 100% healthy. I had a very rare blood condition, and we went back and forth to the hospital since age of 2.5 months old. We did some blood tests, and we sent them away, and they told us that this is very, very rare. There's there's hardly any research done, and we'll have very difficulties because it's genetic, and we won't be able to take care of it. This is something that he grew up with, and he knew that he wasn't 100% healthy, and we told him that in life there are 2 options. You can either let go and say, okay, this is what God gave me, and this is what I have. It's not going to get any better, and I will do the best that I can with what I have. Or to just give up, and and take life, whatever life gives you, and not to do much with it. In our home, the way we taught our children, that the second option is, it just doesn't exist. There's no way for you to give up and to say, this is what I have, and to dwell. There's no dwelling in our house. This is something that we were very, very strict with. This is something that was very important for us to show in our own lives, our difficulties that we have in our life. And because we were very thorough and very clear about the fact that whatever you just do, whatever needs to be done. Life is not long enough for us just to sit and be sorry, feel sorry for ourselves, and be sorry for what God gave us, because there was never a triumph. There was never something difficult. There was always, there's a lesson for everything. There's no difficulty in life. It's not really difficult. It's only a lesson for us to learn about ourselves and to keep going and to move forward. Because if you see something as difficult, I feel that you raise a really high wall in front of you, and then you don't see anything else behind the wall, and you say, okay, this is it. This is where I stand, and this is where I stay. And if you stay too long in one place, you dwell, you go down. And because it's not an option. And for us, the way we looked at him and the way we lead our lives, me and Erez's father, and this is what it's very important for us to teach the other children, that there is really in life, there really are no difficulties. It's only a lesson that you go through. And this lesson makes you go stronger and makes you move forward. And it's something that you learn about yourself because you have experience, and you take it on to the next step. And that's the way Erez led his life. That doesn't matter what, there is no difficulty, only a lesson. אין מכשולים, יש רק שיעורים.
After all the story How do you move on?
We open our eyes and we look around and we see all the people that live around us, loving family and friends, and the country that we live in, and knowing that we're a part of a very long chain of Jewish people here in Israel that have lived here for years. And ever since the country was founded back in 1948, there were people coming to Israel with a lot of difficulties, a lot of triumphs, a lot of work that needed to be done. And we feel that because we're a part of a very, very long chain of Jewish people living here with the difficulties and the lessons that need to be learned in this country, this gives us a lot of strength, because we know we're not alone. We're not by ourselves. We're part of a country. We're part of the Jewish people. We're part of a very large community. We have family and friends. That's one thing. And second thing is I do believe that Erez, in his life, they say that Bemotam tzivu lanu et hachaim. And I feel that with Erez, b'chaim hu tziva lanu et hachaim. Even when he was here physically with us, he was always working on something else, teaching us to move forward all the time. And this gave us a lot of strength, and we will take this strength and all his good traits and all the good things that he was when he was here physically. And I mean physically because I feel that emotionally he's still here and he will always be here with us, and take it on to the next stage. He never actually stopped doing something. He never actually rested. He was always working on the next project. His mind was always thinking of what's next, and he was always moving forward. And this is exactly what we're going to do. The days of the 7 days of the Shiva that we're here now, during these days, talking about him and learning about him and thinking, and we have time to be with him. That's a stage, moving on forward to the life after the Shiva ends, and being without him physically, but a lot of his traits, they keep with us, because it was a huge, huge, huge neshama, huge.